Hi everyone, welcome to Megan Sullivan Art. Just on here to show you a book haul. Nat Williams is famous for her book hauls, and I've been to quite a few secondhand shops lately in Alice Springs, garage sales this morning. And I've got a whole random assortment of different things, some books, some stationery, and cool stuff like that. So the Salvation Army in Alice Springs have an annual book sale, and there was this book in there which I thought sounded interesting, and it's a reprint of a really ancient book essentially. Looks like it's in Latin, I assume. It's all mathematical, so there's diagrams. It's completely in the public domain. So what I thought I would do, these would be awesome to be tea-dyed and included in journals or as ephemera, things of that nature. So that was super cool. Nice big thick book, that one. I have Tales from Shakespeare. Now I've got quite a few Shakespeare books. This one I'm actually going to use, I will repurpose the cover for this one because it's in pretty good nick. So this one is illustrated throughout. There's a beautiful ex libris here. This is it was awarded to someone as a study, so there's nice type font. There are a few colour plates throughout the book, and then a few black and whites, I think. Maybe they're just the title pages, but there's another colour illustration. So between all the Shakespeare books that I have, which are quite a few, I'll be able to make a good journal of Shakespeare. There you go, there's a black and white one of Shakespeare journals, I reckon. So that's that one, and this one year wise, forgetting about the year, love that, is 1990, this book, so it's not old, but I like the illustrations and stuff in it. So Romeo and Juliet, and it's kind of the old style type font as well, which is kind of groovy. A huge book on the Encyclopedia of the Railways. Massive book, 900 colour black and white illustrations. Love the end papers, but I also love the cover, because I figure that would be awesome to just use it alone. It's like a big A4, if not slightly bigger, book itself. So this one isn't going to fit in the camera, but it's 1977, but it is just jam-packed, absolutely jam-packed, full of amazing historical photos and illustrations, and it's got specific information on the different trains, the Flying Scotsman. It's just an absolute font of, well, information, but also amazing pictures. Yeah, too big to even show you on my stand, but yes, amazing for train and steampunk kind of thing journals. So it's over 479 pages, but I love the end papers. Definitely be able to use that, and the cover, and the dust jacket. Now, Nat Williams had this book, Golf the Early Days, and I found it in Alice Springs. Oh my god. So she probably would also love it for the green cover, which is in a good nick. Love the end papers again, save all of those, definitely never throw them away. And this is all historical vintage photos. So this is 1995, but it is all the history of golf, so it's all vintage photos and much older photos. Sorry, it's probably not showing up on screen that well because it doesn't fit, but yeah, it's fantastic. I haven't started collecting for a golf journal, but I figure, look, you never know, someone who likes golf or has a dad who likes golf might want a journal. Anyway, so that was the score. I had to grab that one. Then also at the Salvo's book sale, I got the Golden Encyclopedia of Music. I have got another music encyclopedia which dates back, I think, to the 1940s. So this is obviously a much more modern one of that. Another stomper size book. Love the end papers again. So this one is 1968. I wouldn't have thought it was that old. Anyway, so this is jam-packed, absolutely jam-packed with, again, lots of excerpts, I think, of music. and just, as you can see by the pages, just loaded with photos, all black and white matte pages. So I can see there being lots of music, oh, and some colour. So this goes into the different instruments throughout the world. In the middle, colour plates, which is kind of cool. They are glossy, but the rest is matte. But yeah, it's just chock-a-block full of goodness that we love when we make junk journals. So that one is 720 pages of yumminess. For cooking journals, I found this, The Country Kitchen. Looks like in pretty good nick. Dust cover's a bit busted. It's got a brown cover. This one has been all sorts of inscriptions on it. 29th birthday present. I loved it because of these illustrations all the way through, and they're just in those muted tones. This is 1979. So a fairly matte pages, not gloss, but a little bit gloss. There are some photos, but then there's also lots of illustrations and instructions on how to do different things. So there's lots of recipes, obviously, bottled fruit. But yeah, I just loved it. So I thought that's just, oh my God, mushrooms. I hadn't seen that. So there's stacks in here. I haven't looked through this page by page yet. So, but yeah, I just thought that's a font of goodness for cooking country journals. So, which I have in the preparations, which will be out probably by the new year, maybe. I don't know. So that's kind of cool. Had never seen a book like that before. Then we have a book on Holland. My sister-in-law's husband is, his family are from Holland, and I thought this would be great to put some of this into her farm country cooking journal that I have about 90% made for her. It's got the, it's translated into 3 or 4 different languages, I think, this one. So I can't tell you the year, but there's lots of historical, beautiful illustrations. Like amazing. Some modern-ish photos, but lots of illustrations and things like that, which are just really cool. And they could be used in multiple different types of journals. But yeah, I love the windmills in particular. I definitely would put some pictures of the windmills in there because they're pretty iconic of Holland. Yeah, love all these kind of maps and illustrations. So that was a good score. That was also from the Salvation Army book sale that's just finished today. Sorry, you'll hear my dogs, maybe hear them in the background play fighting. Now this book is interesting. This is The Illustrated Longitude, true story of a lone genius who solved the greatest scientific problem of his time. So I'm not going to chop this one up until I've had a bit of a read because it seems very interesting. But there's also, it's sort of semi-gloss, but there's really, again, those gorgeous historic kind of images that we all look for that can be used in multiple different kinds of journals. Beautiful portraits. Yeah, love that one. So lots of interesting stuff. Like an amazing book to probably read and learn a little bit from, but also good fodder. Love these old maps. Love those. Yeah, so that's super, super cool. Love that one. An old Jacaranda Atlas. Love this one because it's matte pages. Very busted up cover, but only got it for the contents, this one. This one is 1975, this one. So matte pages, and a lot of the maps are actually already kind of great journal card size. Like you could just use those as they are as a journal card. Love the different types of maps that are in here. Just different to a lot of the other atlases I've got. I don't like to buy atlases that are the same as other things I have, so this is quite different. So I like the fact that the pages, like some of the pages are actually smaller and yeah, just different colours and different types of maps, so that's cool. Early Settlers Household Lore. This has come from Sovereign Hill, Ballarat. So this one has lots of recipes in it. So, and some illustrations. So this one, sorry, I keep forgetting about doing the age, but love the end papers. This one is a 1983 book. So lots of recipes, essentially. And there are some different pictures throughout. Milk and molasses. So there's some of these plates throughout, illustrated plates, but lots of recipes. And it's already kind of aged looking paper, so that's kind of cool. Sauces and dressings, puddings, little sayings at the top of each page. Another one there with different herbs. So that's pretty cool. Horses and Ponies. I can't remember where I got these from, but one of the second-hand shops in Alice, and there's not many. Horses and Ponies. This is 100% illustrated, this book. It is stunning. This one is 1972. So it talks about the different horses of the world, and they're all illustrated matte pages. Anatomy of a horse. So super cool. How can you pass that up? So I've got quite a few horse books now, so I think that's going to be the end of my collection after this one. This huge book is Horses of the World. This one is 1986. This one. This is spectacular. Huge book. Full page illustrations. Full colour illustrations of the amazing horses. But, I mean, amazing. It's so spectacular. It's almost a sin to cut it up, but we'll just wait and see. Wait and see what happens. But I had to grab it because I just love anything that's illustrated. I mean, look at that. Show jumping. Yeah, amazing. Just incredible, the talent of some artists out there. And it goes on and it keeps going. So much that you could do with these beautiful illustrations. So there we go. So now we're on to some non-book things. We've got some note cards. I got these at a garage sale today. I think I've got the full set. I assume they're peonies. I should know, seeing I am tattooed with peonies. But there's 15 notelets which are blank on the inside and gold envelopes. So they're pretty gorgeous. Good to have scored those. I have this little book which is birthday greetings, and you know, it's very 70s, I think, with the quality of the illustrations. So it was to Mum and Nana happy birthday from the family, and there's illustrations and poems, colour photos, some daffodils, and just, yeah, I thought it was just really pretty. Be nice to include in some garden journals. Marigolds, I think, chrysanthemums. Yeah, so that was quite a little one. I found some clothes hanger, what are they? Paper clips. I don't think I paid $3 for them, but anyway. So there's a packet of them there. I think these are Kmart branded ones. Sorry, Target. So they were pretty cool. Sewing journals and such. I thought this was a book, but it's actually a bill file, because you do find books with this kind of gold embossing on the front. I paid $1 for this, and it's like a little mini expanding file. So I went, thank you, ephemera storage holder, perfect. So that, I had to grab that one. Now back onto some books. We've got some other books, and then we go into some kids' books. This book is falling apart, but I saw the cover and I went, it's got to be a Bible, as in HB Holy Bible, but it's not. It's actually British Insulated Cables, the BI Handbook. So British Insulated Cables. So it's all about description of principal manufacturers of British insulated cables, all to do with electrical engineers and electrical components and things. So where did I find the year? 1927, January 1927. So very glossy pages, but I love the silver or the gold edges. Not that you'll see them in a journal, but it's got text. It's also got tables, diagrams. Then there's photos of the actual components. More tables. Mathematical stuff. Graphs. Here we go. This is the cable suspenders, poles and fittings. It just goes into all sorts of stuff that blokes would find interesting. So I figured that could be obviously a male journal component. You know, some filler pages and things. Different journal cards. I don't know, just interesting. And from 1927. Pretty cool. We have, because you never know when you're going to need to learn how to use a Chinese abacus. Principles and Practice of the Chinese Abacus. This is 1965 it was inscribed by a person, and 1962 is this second edition. So you never know when you're going to need to learn a Chinese abacus, because you might find one in the second-hand shop. So that was my latest edition. Just so unusual. I mean, how could you pass that up? Just as, you know, interesting, odd pages in journals. The things we all collect. Now, one other trippy find at the Salvation Army were 2 books. This one actually was my dad's, Graham Clark, and it's in his own handwriting. So I won't be pulling this apart, but it's just for my own mementos. This is from 1960. And it's just like a book of verses and things like that. So that's a memento for me. And this is my great uncle's. So this is actually Brian O'Donnell. And this is more like a bit of a history book. It's even got some of his cartoons in the front. This one is 1945 from memory. 1945. Melbourne, 1945. So yeah, so this is one that I'll just hang on to for interest's sake. So there's a bit of all sorts of topics in there. This one I just got for the cover, The Prince and the Pauper. I just thought it's in really good condition, and I just thought I could reuse that no problems, and expand the spine to make it a bit bigger, but otherwise it's in great nick. It's got beautiful end papers that are a bit glossy, but I love the marbling. And there's no illustrations, but oddly enough it has some beige pages in the middle, as you can see from the pages there. But yeah, just text, so those pages can be reused. And this is a pretty modern book, 1992, so that's for the cover. This one here is also for the cover because the spine outer is popped off. So there's a good Nick the Booksmith tutorial as to how to reuse these covers by creating an extra spine that is reinforced underneath. So that one I'll reuse. I like the end papers as well. And there are some illustrations in here, but to be honest, what is the book? The Checkerboard by Neville Shute. So probably not illustrations I might use in a journal, but once I have a look. But it's nice matte paper anyway. So yeah, I don't know. So that was for the cover. Now onto the kids' books. I've got some real vintage ones. This is 1972, the Fairyland Annual. So the cover is busted up, but I'm going to give it a clean. Reinforce the corners, as you'll see. Back just needs a bit of a scrub up. The spine is cactus on the ends. But as I said, I'll repurpose because this would make an awesome cover. And the pages, 1972, are just to die for. They're all matte. The colours, they're in great nick, and the colours are beautiful. So all of these pages will be reused to make a larger journal. So this will be an A4 size journal. But yeah, I just love it. I love this the type of illustration, and I love the bright of the colours. So there'll be lots of bright pages and lots of vintage, like from this era, fairy imagery added all the way through. So that's gorgeous. There's a treasury of verse for little children, and there's illustrations all the way through this. This is really nice. So this is a paperback book, inscribed in 1988. Love that. It's very Art Nouveau. So this is 1985. So yeah, lots of illustrations all the way through this book. Full size pages and just smaller pages as well, smaller illustrations. And there's poems and stories and all sorts. And it's fairly matte, almost matte. And a few colour ones as well. Yep, so that's a really, really cute one, that one. Would be nice coffee dyed, I think, and grungied up a little bit. I have enough now to start a giraffe journal. The Animal World, the Giraffe. This one is 1979. And until I saw this book, I never knew there were two different types of giraffe. So here we go. Reticulated and a blotched. Had no idea, so I learnt something that day. So really nice pages. Fantastic illustrations. A bit of scribble, but that might even rub off. Yep, so that was a beauty. Now this is really cool. This is a really cute, super, super cute one. Dolls from Minilands. This one is in a bit of a state, but that's okay. The pages are all good. Copyright, I think I saw this translated into 1975, I think. Dolls of Minilands. We have Katrinka of Holland, Duncan of Scotland, Heidi, Demetrius, Little Mapengo, Shalu, wearing her sari, Vanya, Mariko, Lingfu, Puana, and Louisa, Pedro, and Eskimo, and his name is Taguna. So how cute of a journal would that make? Seriously. Oh, so cute. Could even reuse the cover. It's absolutely beautiful. Sucker for these vintage books. Now I've got a few little golden books. So I've got the Wizard of Oz here, because I have got a little bit of Wizard of Oz stuff that I'm collecting. This one is so it's 11th printing, 1982, copyright 75. So in pretty good nick. Well, very good nick actually. I like the adverts at the back as well. So that's that one, Wizard of Oz. This one I grabbed at a garage sale this morning. So this has had a really good life. It's been well loved. A Child's Garden of Verses. It's got a bit of a rip there. But that's okay. Copyright 1957, 12th printing 1977. But yeah, very cute. And it's already pre-grungy, so I won't even have to coffee dye those. But yeah, so, so cute. Maybe a bit of a spray with some coffee. So that's not a hardcover, that's just a cardboard cover. We've got 4 puppies, because I am collecting for some dog themed journals. This is copyright 1960, this one. 4 new puppies. So cute. Very cute. Then we have the Little Golden ABC. This is, I don't know how new, it's copyright 1951. Doesn't say anything there about it being reprinted. So there's that one there. So cute. Love this one. I've got lots of little golden books for, you know, baby journals and things like that. So I need to get making. And it's just got a cardboard back. I think the back pages come off. So that's cool. This one was also from a garage sale today. It's called The Flower Maker. This one is 1974, so that's as old as me, 47 years old. So this is just such a pretty book. Again, love the type of illustrations. And I love the bumblebees. Look, how cute. But yes, the bumblebees is what sold me because they're so cute. So I figured this could be used, like transformed into a bee journal, and using all these pages. I thought it would be super cute. Bumblebees everywhere. With lots of nice, similarly pink and purple dyed papers and yellow dyed papers. It'd be so cute. Yeah, so that was a gorgeous one. Now these really vintage ones, I can't remember what secondhand shop I got them from in Alice, but this is called The Little Ones, The Things We Do. This is 1978. Again, just my favourite for illustrations. Can't pass them up. Too cute. That's been, I think that's been covered in contact. This one is falling apart, but it's quite a big format book, so it's bigger than A4. Walt Disney's Peter Pan. It's a golden book, and as you can see, the spine's really, you know, had its day. I have a friend who loves Peter Pan, so that's why I had to get this one. This is 1979. I don't know, it's probably not all in screen, but yeah. Again, love the colours because of the era of the illustrations. Really good nick, considering the spine is so busted up. Peter Pan, love that one. This one, oh my goodness, another huge book, another golden book, another huge one in really good nick. It's been, I think it's been covered in contact as well. It's called the Golden Egg Book. I mean, goodness, I opened the front page and just went, well, sold. Had to have it. So this one is 1947. And it's a 1976 edition. Okay. So, I mean, goodness gracious. Look at those floral illustrations. And the bunny's so cute. Because he's looking in the egg and he can hear something moving and he thinks, what is it? He threw nuts at it. He pushed on it and jumped on it. Did all sorts of things. Rolled it down a hill. Sat on it. Listened to it. Curled up. Fell asleep. And the little duckling came out. And I love the illustrations around the little egg shapes of the story. I mean, you know, gorgeous. And then the duck pushed the bunny and jumped on top of him, threw a rock at him, rolled him down a hill, because he didn't know what the bunny was. And the bunny woke up. And they were the best mates ever. So, to die for end papers in that one. Just stunning. Thus ends my random haul of different bits and pieces. Thanks for watching, everyone, and hope you enjoy those.